Hello, everybody. Welcome back to O Gringo Sergipano. This is episode 17, where we're building the city of Kier. And today we're going to move our focus to a new island where we are going to construct a new community as well as our airport. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so our airport is going to live on this island here, in this relatively flat area that I've made a little bit flatter. So I've laid out a runway, and you can see our terminal building is kind of in the corner. So there's kind of a layout I'm going to have here, and it's going to make sense once everything is designed. Like this highway that's going to go run into it. This highway originally looked like it was going nowhere, but I always had a plan, and it still kind of looks like it has some areas that are going nowhere. But I mean, this is all part of a broader scheme for the larger area. But now, we have this connection that will lead us right to our airport terminal. All right, so now we have our passenger terminal. We have we have the large, medium, and small passenger plane gates. Everything is hooked up to our runway. So on the other edge of this, I'm going to go ahead and work on cargo. I think the thing I like the least about this is the way the train comes in, but this is kind of a temporary link that will be moved once we have a little bit more developed on this island. But for now, we have the basic infrastructure to get cargo in and out of our airport. Back to our passenger terminal, I have added a couple service buildings in front here, as well as hotels and the airline headquarters. So this is just a basic area with a lot of parking in front of our airport. Okay, on to developing our community. This is the initial grid in front of the cargo terminal for the community of Montauk, which will be featured as a high-density community adjacent to the airport, serving this little sliver of the island. So we have a lot of buildings that have grown in, but as you can see, I have also added another passenger port and our first ferry terminal, because we're going to develop a system because there's a lot of water, so it only makes sense. Okay, so we have our first ferry line that will link up the middle of Montauk with the core area of Lenora. We will probably have expansion to other areas in the future, but for right now, this is good to get set up, especially as we don't have any other transit in this area yet. And here's kind of the first half of Montauk, the way things have come together. There's still a couple buildings that need to be grown in, but we have our boats, we have our ferries, everything's coming together. So here's the second half of the grid for Montauk. There's a little bit of an area that I haven't designed filled in yet, but for the most part, we can just kind of let this thing go. Everything is moving along. Okay, so I have added a new ferry stop in downtown, which makes sense, right? This is a bigger thing because we'll probably have another line that will lead to other areas at some point. Okay, so now Metro Line 2 leads into Montauk. I kind of hate the way that this had to be, but that's the way things are. With mostly vanilla kind of setup here, I have to deal with the fact that the river is very deep and it's very difficult to get everything underneath. So I had to kind of make a weird turn here. But it is what it is. Now we have that line linked up. And Metro Line 1 is a little bit smoother. It runs parallel to the avenue here. And hooks up directly to the airport. So that's a big deal, and that will definitely help us get more metro usage. Bus line 22, a couple blocks inland, running kind of across the whole of Montauk. So This is just to link up some areas on the local level. Speaking of a local level, the only way in and out of this highway was to go through the airport loop, which isn't really practical. So I do have this local connection here that is going to become pretty useful. So yeah, I mean, it's just to divert local traffic on and off of the highway. And I've gridded in this last little corner here, so that's going to fill in with buildings here shortly, and we're going to see what we've created. Let's take a look back, step back and take a look. Wow, this is nice. So here is Jame Eagan International Airport. There's plenty of room for expansion. I might have to make a couple of adjustments in the next episode as well. But yeah, we have Montauk in front. Everything is coming together very nicely for Kier. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. I hope you liked it. Take care. Have a good one.